So, about 10 years ago, I had one of the 14x8 brass snare drums that Tama did. One of the sort of the lower end ones that cost about £300 or something. And I had it for a little while. Could never really get on with it. Couldn't really sort of find a tuning that I liked or a feel that I could sort of get on with. So, eventually I remember one day it was sitting around doing nothing and I put it on eBay and sold it. About 8 months ago, I started to see this snare drum sort of on eBay and in shops and everything, and I became a little bit more interested. And finally, about 6 months ago, after several weeks of searching for someone that hadn't sold out the damn things, I finally managed to get one, and I've sort of been playing around with it. And ever since then, I've very slightly regretted selling that original brass drum that I had, but you know, well, you know, seller's regrets. I don't have it very often, but I do have it. So, as you've seen, this is the Tama 14x8. I think they call it the black one or big black or something. I don't know. Matte black finish, double-ended high-tension lugs there. 10 of them. You've got 2.3mm mighty hoops. Now, I've said previously about the sort of lower end Tama snare drums, the S.L.P line and the sort of the Kapoor line, which is I can't remember what line they actually call it, but these are what you would essentially call low end drums. This drum was about £170 or maybe 175, I can't quite remember, and it's made in China, as is a lot of stuff these days, obviously, but the quality is really good, and that's the thing I've been most impressed with. So you've got the 2.3mm mighty hoops, triple flange. They're in sort of, the whole thing's in black nickel as well, so that kind of goes well with the matte black. You've got 20 strand Star Classic carbon wires. You've got Evans heads, like American made Evans heads, top and bottom as well. So just those things alone, you know, there's a fair few pound or dollars, whatever you want to call it, in those few little items there. So the shell, 1mm steel. You've got the sort of the Tama's Gladstone-esque throw off. It's not a trick. It's not a multi-positional throw off. It's either on or it's off, but it's fine. It works. Got a nice sort of butt plate there, which you sort of see. I'll do a close up anyway in a minute. But you know, all in all, you know, you got the bead obviously there. You got the single air hole, and it's just a sort of a flanged bearing edge there as well. So you know, all in all, it's a very rudimentary drum in its design. But the thing is it sounds good, it plays nicely, and it's actually really cheap. And unlike sort of 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, you're paying not a lot of money for a drum you could easily go out and gig with or record with and be very comfortable with. And you know, this is probably what you would call a sort of an intermediate level drum 10, 15, 20 years ago, and now it's sort of fairly low in the pecking order in terms of sort of, you know, overall cost. So once again, I think you know, Tama have done a really good job, to be honest. You know, I'm very happy with this drum. Typically, after I got hold of this drum, after I spent a couple of weeks looking for someone that had one, of course, they released a 13x8 version on a limited basis, and you know, I'm not sure whether I would have gone for the 13 or the 14 had I been given the choice at the time. They're both about the same price, and the specs are all the same, except for the other one is 13, as I said, and this one's 14. But you know, all in all, cracking drum. This is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.